So I am right off of 62, and the crossroad here is Fisher. I was over on Harris earlier, and there's a lot of damage. I'll be posting that on my Facebook as soon as I'm done here. But let me get behind the camera and kind of show you what we're looking at. So over here, that is Mount Zion Church. You can see most of that roof right there is gone. The top roof is gone, and then let me move over to here, and you can see the big grain bin in the middle of the road that got blown over. And someone at the shop here behind me says that they were told that there was someone trapped under that grain bin earlier.
I've been talking to community members and their friends about Bailey and Preston, and they all have to say the same thing. They can't believe that they're gone.
Well, Carly, you can see right here in these tire tracks that the driver went through this yard, destroying trees, hit that basketball goal, and then eventually stopped inside their home. I'll tell you, the people here are fired up because Governor Mike Parson just took the stage and said he believes that when Josh Hawley comes out tonight, he will be centered. Here's a look along Broadway in Cape Girardeau. It's one of the main drags, and as you can see, it's pretty clear right now. But once you get out to those big side roads in the neighborhoods, they look a lot like this, untouched by plow trucks.
Well, Carly, we haven't had much trouble driving around, but we've also been going considerably under the speed limit. And the roads are they're still slick, and there's a lot of slush on the grounds. Now, I was driving out earlier. If you look at this video that I shot, Action Sports in Paducah is selling these shirts for $10, with 100% of the proceeds going to the victims and their families. I was there this morning before the doors were technically even open, and there was already people inside lined up all the way out. Now,
I was out here for the 4 o'clock Heartland News Now, and I'm telling you, it feels 10 degrees colder, and the snow is coming down much harder. If you were watching the news at 4, you saw that this road was clear, and now it's already got a white dusting. Well, Jeff and Kathy, the wind is still whipping, and there is debris flying across fields and yards in this area. So it is still a very dangerous scene to be at. And I spoke to several people who shortly after the tornado came through, and they say it's something that they'll never forget.
Yeah, I've never been hit by Mother Nature like this. This was definitely the closest call for me.
There's nothing you can do. I mean, you're helpless.
Hopefully it doesn't hit us. Yeah. And it actually never did.
Because it just happened so quick.
Roofs torn off, vehicles flipped over, windows broken, power lines down, and trees uprooted. That's the scene in western McCracken County after a tornado ripped through the area.
At one point, just saw the wind, all the trees started picking up, and the power lines, coming up out of the ground. And then it just hit my car, turned my car sideways, and started breaking out all the windows, and I could just hear debris slamming off the side of my car. So
we were outside getting ready to leave to go to the church, and my coworker saw our silo in the air doing this, and we ran back in the building and just went in the bathroom and hunkered down.
39 kids and several adults were in this church preschool when the tornado tore the roof off. Officials say all of them took shelter and no one was injured. But just down the road, a grain bin blew off its foundation and wrapped around a Cape Girardeau man's truck on Highway 62.
And when it finally stopped, we come outside and we found out somebody was trapped underneath the grain silo down there. So we ran down there, and they wouldn't let us near it because the power lines were down on it.
The driver made it out with just minor injuries.
I will never forget it. I will never forget it.
Well, crews did just arrive on the scene to fix these power lines and get folks on this road power back to their homes. A lot of them are on wells, so they don't have power and they don't have running water right now. So crews are here working, and officials are asking people to stay clear of these areas as crews clean up and make sure that this is a safe area for everyone to be at. Live Local Now, Kelsey Anderson, Heartland News.
Over the years, records have brought a lot of people together, but none quite like this. This group got together for the first time to hear a recording of a 3-time Purple Heart recipient, Melvin Jones.
Elliot Wade was going through a box of records he bought at an estate sale when he found something special.
And I just knew there was something special about it. I'd never seen one like it before. It was still sealed, never been opened, and I just felt like it wasn't right for me to open it.
So he went to Facebook, and within 2 hours, he says he was on the phone with Melvin Jones's daughter, Lynn Stone.
Isn't that amazing? It was wonderful. The thought that someone would actually take the time to trace us down and find us, to give us this. I mean, how many people would do that?
For Wade, there was no question.
Whenever I Realized that it was still sealed, it was handwritten, it was sent during World War II. You know, in my head, I was just seeing this couple that were split apart, and the man just wanting to get in touch with his wife or future wife or whatever it is, and I just felt like I could not be the first person to hear that.
Jones's daughter had no idea the recording existed.
When we first learned of this, I know Lynn was thinking, I bet this is his music. I bet he sent her a song.
They say their father was a lawyer by profession and a musician by passion and was always playing the piano.
The year before he died, I said to him, you know, one of these days you're going to move away and I'm really going to miss this piano playing. So that Christmas, he gave us all a CD of him playing many of his songs. And I played that at my daughter's wedding reception. I mean, he had passed, but we still had his music.
He even composed his own music.
He did write songs. He wrote a song to her. Was it called Pauline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her middle name was Pauline, our mother's middle name. So he wrote a song called Pauline at one point that he said was dedicated to her. So it makes me wonder if that's what this was. I told a lot of my friends as I was leaving Kansas City to come here, you know, if I hear his voice on this recording, it'll be the first time in almost 15 years I've heard it.
Unfortunately, when they put the record on, they couldn't make out what it was. But still, the women are grateful to have a little piece of their father back.
And to have this little piece of history is just a very valuable thing. And we can, if we can redeem it, we can pass it down to generations. They will always have that. And I just think that is so valuable.
And as for Wade, he's glad he could do this for the family.
I was able to take something that's been lost for 76 years and return it to its home, you know, and that's something I don't have the words to describe necessarily, other than just saying it's a goosebump moment.
They are going to try and digitize whatever is on the record. They also tell us that their father's birthday was last week, and they consider this a birthday gift from him.